So if we would go back to Aleph, then we would see that this is all and God as well, and nothing, because it's not a real vowel or noun in Hebrew. And then going from the ox, which was everything to the people at these times, and then it really depicts where it kind of stems from, the writing of the Aleph and all, we can go to Bet, which is a house, a tent. And then when we step outside of the tent, we are at Gimel already. And then, here I invested 2 pages. Then we are at the door. Dalet is the door. And then we have Hey, which is like 2 hands up in the air. So that's the upright human somehow, the happy one, I still remember. And then we have Vav, which is a human. Vav is a human. It stands for human. Yeah. Yeah, and it means and as well. Like in Hebrew, all the sentences, they are linked with a Vav, like and. And, and, the Bible is written like this. And then, and so on. So then we get to sound. Like here you have a, this is very important here. Because with that one you can calculate depending on which direction you go. So here you see 1, 2 times is 2, and then 2 times is 4, 2 times is 8, and then 2 times is 16, but 6 and 1 is 7, and then 2 times 7, wait, would be 14, which would be 1 and 4, a 5. And 2 times 5 is a 10, so we get to 1 again. So that's this one. And then if you go like parting, dividing, so 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, so you end at 5, and so on. And then you go like really calculating with this one. It's really, here are the results. Because if then you divide 5, then you get this in the middle solution, and a 2 and a 5 are 7. So that's why you get from 5 to 7. Now you wonder, why is 9 and 6 and 3 never used? Well, that's the whole magic about this one. And also, to calculating wise, this one is the magic. Because if you calculate with 3 6s and 9s, you always get 363, and these 3 numbers always. But here it's about sound. So why do we need this calculating thing in sound? Well, so why did we part and double the amount of 1? Well, here you see this row that I got, and by that one I get to 256, which is middle C in the Vedic tuning. So now we have sound. So that's where this number 432 comes from. That's the Horus eye. Funny. So you see, I went into here the chakras. And the corresponding frequencies. So when I had done that, I probably investigated some more into music, because here we have some information about the quint and the, yeah, this is the Pythagorean tuning, which is the Vedic tuning, consisting of these. So our instruments, they just contain these intervals, 2 to 1, not these ones. 3 to 2, 5 to 4, and the 2 to 1 as well. That's, yeah, maybe every instrument is different. I learned lately our piano, which has a tempered tuning, is not capable of doing a nice tuning at all. Everything sounds the same when you have different pitches. So let me think for a second. I have to sort of make up my mind. Well, here it's visually. This one is a stable form that you see in a oscillograph when you listen to the so-called Vedic tuning, and this one is not rotating or moving in any strange way because it's based upon this interval. C, D, F, C, D, E, F, G. It's 1 to 5 here, this interval, and in our pianos and everything it's 1 to 1.49, and then this figure, this form is moving, rotating, which is bad. Yeah, and that's the Vedic system then. So from all the numbers I came to the Vedic system, and then to this sort of here's still the Vedic system. And the numbers in the Bible, these verses in Numbers chapter 7 seem to deal about this one. But this one here, as you can see, is the solfeggio, which is not about music, it's about calculating, because I told you 3, 6 and 9 here, 396 is always belonging to this middle grid here of this figure. And as you can see here, 4, a 1 and a 7. So when you get to the 4 here, and to the 1 and to the 7, you can see absolutely no connection. But 1, then leaving out 2, you're at the 4, leaving out 2, you're at the 7, leaving out 2, you're at the 1 again. So now you get the connection. So the solfeggio is a misleading tuning system, so when people want to find out about the right one, they will have to dig into this Vedic system, the Pythagorean tuning, or it's also called, because here we had it, this number 432 Hertz tuning, it also is called on YouTube. So any song can be tuned to be nice sounding, full and rich, instead of coming from no direction, instead of having this bad tuning that seems to be invented by Hitler, people say, but it's not true. It has just kind of happened at that time that all the opera houses switched. And that tuning, the bad one, has a direction where it is coming from, and the sound is sharp and clear, but it's not full and rich and nice sounding as the Vedic one.